Woodard, the man from back east that Forrest End said solved his treasure hunt. Thank you, Forrest, for that tip of the hat. Folks, the thrill of the chase is over. It has been solved by David Woodard from Gardner, Massachusetts, from back east. The actual thrill of the chase title to Forrest End's book that he shows you is the actual title that leads you to the clue that leads you to his secret grave marker. Folks, the grave marker that was hidden from the public. I've been pushing this grave marker for almost 3 years now because I solved it. You have other vloggers like Troy or whoever else that says, oh, there's no way to prove the actual solve to Forrest End's treasure hunt. You know why he says that? Because he didn't solve it. He doesn't know how to solve it. He doesn't even know where to go to solve the treasure hunt. The actual thrill of the chase was Thrill of the Chase Superman 1.61. That's what Forrest End created. If you found that clue to Superman, the thrill of the chase, you know, I'm going to play this short video right here. This actually proves it. Greg Allen from Brutal Truth. Greg, you know, there's certain things that you keep putting out as oh, this is my solve. I solved it. June 6, 2020. Greg Allen solved it. Folks, I feel bad for these vloggers because they've been lied to by Shiloh Old. Forrest End told the truth about everything right up until June 6th, 2020, when he gave me the tip of the hat about the actual final resting place and the picture that I sent him that lined up with the picture that he received from me. He knew that his secret where in the poem had been found. Forrest End knew that the actual treasure location had been found. Didn't know if it had been dug up, but he knew that I had solved it. That's why he said it was found by a guy from back east. Folks, I'm that guy, and I'm here to dispel any conspiratorial theories that Shiloh has given to you folks over the past 3 years of lies and fraudulent documents submitted into court. Okay? I'm done playing the crazy guy. I'm here to explain to you what really happened in Forrest End's treasure hunt. The thrill of the chase is over, folks. It's all done. The actual title to the gold and the title to Forrest End's book. Let me show you this video. This is it.
There was another case where I finished a sentence as a caption to a painting. I never heard of that being done before.
Forrest is alluding to the fact that his treasure hunt solution to the Thrill of the Chase title is also being used as the solution to the treasure hunt ending. That's what Forrest End created here. The actual title to his book is the way to solve his treasure hunt when you find the title, The Thrill of the Chase, in Superman 1.61 scene in the movie, The Thrill of the Chase. That's the title to the gold. You find the title, then you understand, I'm looking for Superman, or I'm looking for something to have to do with some kind of superhero every day. That's what Forrest End created. That whole scene had 6 minutes of Superman, that Superman wasn't even the hero in the scene. It was the police officers. And I didn't even watch the scene, so it could have been other people. But everyday superheroes is what Forrest End revolved this whole treasure hunt around. And that's why I've given hundreds and hundreds of superheroes that Forrest End hid throughout his stories to validate the superheroes every day. It was not about Superman in his book. It was about everyday superheroes. The guy who saved his life, like his doctor, that saved him from his cancer. Everybody in all of his stories are heroes to him. Read the book again, or read all 3 books. Every single person in that is a superhero or a comic strip person or some type of hero to Forrest End. I have proven it multiple times over, but now I have the actual fact of Thrill of the Chase 1.61 superheroes every day. That fact right there, thrill of the chase and thrill of the chase, Forrest Fenn told us, I will give you title to the gold. If you're brave and in the wood, I give you title to the gold. His title is what leads you to the gold. His treasure hunt, where he hid his secret cross that Shiloh hid from everybody. And that's where the problem lies. People can't understand that Shiloh would lie to everybody. He did, folks. Forrest Fenn was railroaded. He was taken over after that tip of the hat to me on June 6th. Hey, Dave, good job, man. It was found under a canopy of stars in the lush forested vegetation of the Rocky Mountains by a man from back east, and he solved it precisely by using the poem in my book. That's what took him to the precise spot. Not a grid, folks, that Jack has come up with, because Jack has no idea. Jack is an actual jackass puppet that Shiloh hired to come forward, and that's why Jack is hiding. And Jack can go down with the fraud now. I've given Jack plenty of times to come forward to say, hey, I was hired. I just want out. Dave's not going to sue me. They're going to leave me alone because Dave can protect me. But Jack didn't want that option, folks. The actual true solve is the title to Forrest Fenn's book, The Thrill of the Chase. And he says it in that video that I just showed you from Greg, saying that where the actual portrait was the solve, a picture or something. It's just, that's what Forrest Fenn created. His actual solve is Thrill of the Chase Superman 1.61. The scene out of Superman movie in 1978. That's fact. That's a factual thing that lines up. But even better is the hidden cross that you folks don't know about. The grave marker that Forrest Fenn created with a homely girl. And you know what? I've proven in my videos that grave marker that Forrest Fenn created, the Kent and Esther, which you meld is a canasta hand. You meld the names into one. He said, I covered my eye with my thumb. And it took me to another dimension. The mirror dimension, folks. This is why Greg Allen finds all these. Oh, look at it's a duplicate picture of he thinks it's a garden. Greg, you know, all of these vloggers are supposed to be Forrest Fenn experts. So when the actual solve is laid out in front of them and explained why they see what they see, I've talked to them. I've gone on their channels. They've invited me on. Thank you very much. And nothing was ever said about it. Thank you, Jay. You're another one. There's no way to solve it. Because you don't have a friggin' clue on what the actual solve is. The actual solve is the thrill of the chase. End of discussion. That's a fact. Every other thing that I've submitted in my videos as proof is all substantial or circumstantial or imagination. But the actual factual solve to Forrest Fenn's treasure hunt is the thrill of the chase Superman 1.61, Clark Kent on Forrest Fenn's grave marker that was his secret. I can show you in another video what Forrest Fenn's secret was throughout his books. It starts off in Vietnam as his secret place alone where he learned about the grave marker. That's his secret alone. Okay, as I've gone alone in there. His secret cross grave marker in Vietnam was his secret grave marker that he created to use in this treasure hunt for the actual solve. It's so simple. Every single thing in that poem leads you to Superman innuendos. And in the books, there's hundreds and hundreds of Superman connections in the books that I've showed you. Hidden ones, hidden superheroes, hidden savants. Ben Underwood. I'm so proud of that one. Forrest Fenn was a creative genius, and he built that poem like an architect to connect geographically with Palisade, New Mexico. So the lying about being in Wyoming, that is fraud. If Forrest Fenn went to court with that document about Wyoming, that's okay. That's a little skeptical. I think they would have took him along and left him in the car. But Forrest Fenn said, no friggin' way am I going to court to say it's in a different state. That and all of the other information that was submitted, and it shows if you really look at the way it's written. Oh, if somebody found it and took possession of the treasure, they legally own it. No, because it was fraud. They're lying about the position that the treasure chest was in. And they're going to tell you we lied because Forrest Fenn didn't want the original place known. Because they have nowhere else to go. The actual fraud that they committed, Shiloh Old, and then Zoe jumped on board to protect his ass. That right there is fraud and takeover of Forrest Fenn's legacy of what he built in this treasure hunt. Dedicating this treasure hunt to everyday superheroes. Every single person in his book was a hero to him. That's why he placed them in his books. And the ones that weren't heroes, they were leading to a clue that leads you into Palisade Sill or Eagle's Nest or the Mountain Man face, the Old Man face, Maverick Creek, his actual grave marker that he placed where an 80-year-old man could get it. So the superheroes, let me give you a quick example. Hitler, he brought up Hitler twice in the books. Once, okay, but twice it's a picture of Hitler and Captain America. Now, Superman also fought Hitler. So Hitler had Eagle's Nest, which was his secret hiding place that he would go to. Eagle's Nest is the home of Brown. Eagle's Nest was called the home of the Browns. And it's 8.3 miles away from Palisade Sill, which is more than 8.25. I have every single clue that Forrest Fenn gave out. And these vloggers that are supposed to be experts, they're supposed to be experts, folks. I can't stress that enough. That every single vlogger out there that has their solved is behind Forrest Fenn in his righteousness. No, it's not. They're out for their own monetary gain, that they want to be the guy or the girl that solved it. So Barbara Anderson wants to be the man from back east, but she's not. Greg Allen wants to be the man from back east, but he's not. Shy Guy, not the man from back east. Why must I go? Troy Barlow, he's the one that's jumped in on the fraud. He's backing them. He's protecting the family. Greg Allen wants to protect the family now. It's all about the money, folks. It's all about the money. They don't care about Forrest Fenn. Absolutely 0% they care about Forrest Fenn. They want the glory of a solve that nobody knows. And you know why nobody knows? Because Shiloh Old hid the truth about Forrest Fenn's famous hidden secret grave marker that I found. And I didn't know who Kent and Esther were. That's why I hesitated to dig. And when Shiloh learned about the grave marker, Shiloh went and dug up the treasure chest, and he's lied about every single thing after that. And it all lines up in my videos to show you that Shiloh Old is behind this fraud of a enormous web of people now that he's paid off. And these people are going to go down because I'm telling you right now, I'm calling lawyers for whistleblowers. If they don't want to listen, I'll do it on my own in court for Forrest Fenn's legacy. And you know what's going to make these vloggers famous? The first one, they think they want to be famous. The first vlogger that steps forward and goes, you know what? Dave Woodard sounds like he makes sense with his solve. I'm actually going to back Dave Woodard so that we can go together against Shiloh, the guy that stole the treasure chest from every single one of you. And you can't get that through your heads. The vloggers that don't get that through their head, you know, it's a sad day for Forrest Fenn when these vloggers are trying to protect him, because it's going to go nowhere. It's gone 3 years for me to study and go into the head of Forrest Fenn, into that mind, into that brilliant mind, how he created this treasure hunt. And it is brilliant, folks. It is a brilliant actual treasure hunt solution that Forrest Fenn created that's been hidden from the public because that cross at Palisade Sill, all right, all the clues show to Palisade Sill in the books. The actual map leads you to Palisade Sill in the very first stanza. Forrest Fenn said how important that first stanza is. If you don't understand the importance of the first clue, you might as well stay home and play canasta. The first clue led me to Palisade Sill and parked in front of the Kent and Esther cross. Canasta. And I didn't pick up on it for a couple of years, 4 years. This solve is brilliant. And it's the actual factual geographical evidence of Forrest Fenn's treasure hunt solution. Now, the vloggers can still deny it, but people out there with any common sense can go, you know what? They don't have a solve. Jack Stoof admitted, I don't have a solve in Wyoming. I figured out where Forrest Fenn wanted to die, and I wandered around the woods for 25 days, and I went across a river. Folks, Forrest Fenn did not travel across a river 2 times from his car to the hiding spot in Wyoming, in Yellowstone, and get back to Santa Fe in the same afternoon. It's physically impossible. That's how he said it. That's how he told Josh Gates. Josh Gates said it on his channel. It's just not going to happen. Forrest Fenn's not going to do it, and Jack Stoof's not going to do it. So it's all been lies and fraud told to everybody. And I feel bad because I knew I got screwed over, but I was figuring out how I get screwed over and then figuring out who screwed me over. The actual true solve. Now, I didn't have the Thrill of the Chase Superman 1.61 back then. I learned about the Superman by looking for Lewis and Clark is looking for Lois and Clark. That's how I learned it. And the Aunt Esther on Forrest Fenn's cross is the homely girl on the grave marker in Vietnam. When you see the whole picture put together, you go, wow, Forrest Fenn did create that. And I'm here to find a lawyer or do it myself. I've called them. I've called the Santa Fe lawyers out there that do not want to fight for the good guy. They don't want to fight for the right guy. They don't want the whistleblower. They don't want part of the $10 million lawsuit that's going to end up in this. If it's, unless it's even more. The vloggers were telling me that their FENN estate is worth $57 million. How much is the actual solve that Shiloh Old hid from the public and lied about it in Wyoming? How much is that valued, folks? So I've snuck in getting it out into channels on Facebook. Josh Gates, conspiracy channels. All of those channels, the Comic-Con channels, the people that know about Marvel Comics. Folks, he says it right before you find the treasure chest. He says it right before you find the treasure chest. Terry Scant with Marvel gaze. You're staring at a superhero on his cross, on his grave marker. Just take the chest and go in peace. You figure it out that it's Clark Kent. If I knew that ahead of time, I would have dug completely. Not just find another clue under the ground, a foot under. Shoulder injury or not, law enforcement or not, I would have dug that up. But I had doubts, just like any other searcher does when you learn about a clue. You go back and you study it. And when I was studying, Shiloh Old stole that behind my back. That right there, I can prove because the metadata on the picture that Forrest Fenn received anonymously saying, hey, it was found, I want to remain anonymous. That picture that Shiloh sent to Forrest Fenn anonymously, don't get mixed up in all the BS that was created after June 6th. June 6th, when Forrest Fenn still had control of everything, he gave a tip of the hat to the actual true solver, which was me, folks, by saying that. It was found under a canopy of stars and a lush forest of vegetation, because those are the pictures I sent Forrest Fenn in July of 2019. June 6, 2020, that's when Forrest Fenn received that picture, and he thought it was from me. So he gave me that tip of the hat. Folks, if you can't put the clues together of what actually happened after they've been placed in front of you, then wait until the court case comes out, because all the information will come out then. And there's thousands of things I've solved about superheroes, about comic books, about Forrest Fenn's heroes. Everything about his quotes are all answered by me. Every single thing has been answered. The 300 miles west of Toledo, every single thing, even the Miss Marvel, he is the little girl from India. It's all answered, folks, and it didn't come out until after, when the second book came out. The quote about, hey, Forrest Fenn saw, oh my God, Marvel has a new character, 2013 or whatever it was. Miss Marvel from Pakistani, right? So he said, even the first two clues could be solved by a little girl from India. But the rest have to be on boots on the ground. Folks, he's giving a tip of the hat to Miss Marvel. It's all revolves around Superman, superheroes, and everyday superheroes. And if you don't see that in my videos, it's a shame, because that's Forrest Fenn's legacy. He was a maverick. He would watch the movie Maverick. I've said it in my other videos. Forrest Fenn was a war hero. He got shot down twice, had hundreds and hundreds of missions, combat missions, that he was fighting for his life. So if you watch Maverick, Top Gun, and that's why he says Maverick in his story, if you have the confidence in Maverick, he's dedicating this to every war hero, every single fighter pilot, every single military person. That he brings up Peanut and all of his other buddies. Stout-hearted Men is all of the Top Gun, Goose and Ice, and all of those. Those are the stout-hearted men that he dealt with, and probably women in that category. It's all of the facts are there. If you look at the book, all of the books, with a different perspective of superheroes, you will find so many more. Because I've probably found 5 years out of 15 years Forrest Fenn took to create this. He didn't take 15 years to create 9 clues like the vloggers are trying to come up with. I'm looking for 9 clues. You guys are looking for 9 clues that lead you nowhere, but nobody has an answer to what Forrest Fenn actually created and what the actual solve is. So Troy Barlow, there is an actual factual solve with Thrill of the Chase, The Thrill of the Chase, Superman 1.61, Clark Kent. You're looking for Lois and Clark. You're looking for Clark Kent on the grave marker that Forrest Fenn hid. It's so simple. And the vloggers are still going to deny it, I guess. I'm hoping the first one that says I'm going to back Dave is going to go down in history, because I've just changed history. The actual true historical documents that will be documented about Forrest Fenn's treasure hunt will go down in history as fraud. This is a new era in Forrest Fenn's legacy of bringing back what he actually created, that was pooped on by Shiloh Old to protect his dumb ass from stealing the treasure chest. So the harassment lawsuit, I'm not sure how far that's going to branch out. But my cancer, I'm hoping in 2 weeks I find out that my numbers are 0. If they're not, so be it. I'll do my radiation, but I'm still going to come after Shiloh for Forrest Fenn to have his legacy and his reputation restored, which is what should be done. Because nobody knows. Everybody's blaming this one. Everybody's blaming that one. You got the dumbasses, Jay Street and Greg and Barbara Anderson suing each other because they're so mad. And they don't know where to go. They don't know who to sue. They're suing the wrong people. You guys should be joining together, but you don't, because you all want the glory. And you're just not going to get it through your head that somebody else solved it. An actual guy from back east that Forrest Fenn gave credit and recognition to, which is me, Dave Woodard, the guy that had brain damage right before he started looking for the treasure. So that's why I believe that I have acquired savant syndrome, because I was able to go into Forrest Fenn's head, his mind, and and actually recreate what Forrest End built in his treasure hunt to show you. If you go back and look at my videos, and I've got a lot of ball busting to Shiloh Old and Jack and the other vloggers, because they're not going to get it through their heads. I need the people that have fresh minds, that have not seen Forrest End's treasure hunt, that goes, you know what? I'm going to look into what Dave Woodard is presenting here as Forrest End's actual true soul. Did Forrest End hide secret superheroes in his books? Oh yeah, folks, I've actually got a video that I want to continue on this. I'm gonna change my shirt to my other great shirt, and I'm gonna put that an ending to that video, because I was gonna put 1,001 hints and clues in a video. Folks, I can't get past the first 40 pages. There's so much information over 15 years that Forrest End created. But I have so much information in that video, and I'm still going to call it 1,001 hints or clues of Forrest End and his solution to what he built. But the rest that I have are in my other videos. There's just too much information to put. I need to get this out before June 5th, 2023, because if there is a 3-year statute of limitations on going after the estate or going after the treasure chest that's rightfully mine, I want that information out into the public. And I will be posting it on the conspiracy, on whistleblowing channels, on Josh Gates channels. I know the actual main Josh Gates one, he can't put my videos up because there's no validation. But if he watches my videos and understands, like I asked him to put a team together, and maybe he's waiting, whatever. But he is part of the search community that went out looking for Forrest End's treasure hunt. And Forrest End was an honorable guy, a war hero that got screwed over by his own grandson and then protected by his own family. Shiloh was protected by Zoe and who knows who else. But I'm telling you right now, Forrest End wanted nothing to do with Jack Stoof, and he was adamant about staying 100% chase, thrill of the chase, honesty. And he would not acknowledge Jack Stoof because Jack Stoof was a puppet placed up there by Shiloh Old. And Shiloh brought Jack Stoof in, and Forrest End knew it. And he was like, no way. I will sit down. And some of those pictures are doctored. Folks, every single thing from June 6th on that was submitted into court is fraud, and it's perjury on all persons involved. Sarah Davis, if you lied on that document, you are in trouble. Kyle Summer, I don't know what false documents you supplied or if it was all supplied by Shiloh, but if your signature's on any of those as coming directly from you, you are going down for fraud, man, and you're going to get down for it. I have no doubt that this is the actual creation of Forrest End's $3 million treasure hunt that was stolen from me. The guy that solved it, that Forrest End acknowledged from back east. So, folks, I'm reaching out for the last time on these videos. My direct line is through lawyers, the Attorney General in New Mexico, in Albuquerque, in Santa Fe, any whistleblower lawyers that are willing to stand up for truth, justice, and the American way. That's who I'm looking for. Those lawyers that want to back the actual truth and a factual truth of what Forrest End created. I'm looking for that lawyer. Doesn't matter who they are, except for Kyle Summer or his brothers. I'm looking for the right person to contact me to back and bring back Forrest End's legacy that he created, to give everybody. Folks, this involved every single person around the world. You have people in Australia that know about the treasure hunt, but there's many, many, many people that don't know about Forrest End's treasure hunt. They never had the opportunity. And you know what? I would have came out as the actual solver when I retired June June 2020. Imagine that. So the actual truth to Forrest Fenn's treasure hunt should be known to everybody, that they had a chance for this $3 million treasure chest that was hidden in the wilderness by Forrest Fenn and stolen by his own grandson. And I will stand by that 100% because he's the one that backed Jack 100%. He's the one that made the announcement. Jack Stoof found Forrest Fenn's treasure in Wyoming. Mind you that, in Wyoming, somewhere other than they can't come up with a solve, in a different state, to dispel any conspiratorial theories. Folks, that is fraud. That is 100% fraud. And I'm going to take him down for it. Shiloh, you could have got away with it by stating it was at Palisade cell. I know that you have all the information. You opened up the olive jar. The olive jar was tampered with, folks. There's so much that I watched the FENN community talk back and forth about videos. The actual true solve is Superman 1.61. The Thrill of the Chase. Title is Thrill of the Chase, Superman 1.61. That scene in the Superman movie. Not the date the article came out, because they realized somebody just all of a sudden said, you know what? That scene never made sense. It was about the police being the heroes. It's Forrest Fenn created a gigantic superhero comic book creation of a treasure hunt that was thrown down the toilet. And I'm here to unflush it, unclog it. And I'm going to give it to the people out there that want to know the truth. The folks who are treasure hunter enthusiasts, the folks that love comic books, the folks that have comic book collections, the folks that love and Marvel and DC universe characters. There are thousands and thousands and thousands of DC and Marvel characters that Forrest Fenn infused into his stories. He did Hulk, like obvious. He did Black Widow, which is kind of hidden pretty good, but he goes to the Black Widow spiders. And then he has a Black Widow up on the superhero comics that Forrest Fenn hid in his stories. The Pied Piper, the 24-karat Pied Piper. And you know why? This is a beautiful thing. Forrest Fenn leaves you little clues between Onslaught and our heroic onslaught of, he has the mirror dimension. And that's why Greg finds the mirror dimension things that he thinks is about a garden. It's not. Greg, you're helpful to me, but you're not helping your own case by putting that video out. That tells me Forrest Fenn say, well, yes, Forrest Fenn put a treasure hunt together where the actual title is the title to the gold with Thrill of the Chase. The Thrill of the Chase, Superman 1.61. It's beautiful. Thank you, Greg. But you don't get credit. You really don't, because you're backing your own solve. You will not have credit with Forrest Fenn's true actual solve, which is sad. You vloggers, Forrest Fenn vloggers are lost in rabbit holes, and it's sad. And then you get the Forrest Fenn vloggers that are backing the fraud just for their own monetary gain, right, Troy? It's sad. You guys are lost in your thoughts about what the actual true solve is. And I give you kudos that you have an amazing solve, but it's not Forrest Fenn's solve. It's your own creation in your own heads of what you think the solve is. I'm telling you right now, I know the solve because I am the man from back east that Forrest Fenn acknowledged. And I have the emails to prove that he was taken over because he didn't trust anybody. And that was actually June 14th. He didn't trust anybody by then. June 6th is the announcement that he gave me credit. June 7th is when they said, no way, Grampy, no more, you're done. We're taking your email. Zoe, take over his email. I'll take over the announcements. And we'll tell you what to send out. And that's what they did. That's exactly what they did. The family is behind the fraud of Forrest Fenn's treasure hunt ending. because Shiloh Old stole the treasure chest, and Jack Stoof wanted to step in as the nice guy to say, hey, I found it. I'll take credit for finding the treasure chest in Wyoming. Jack, how come you didn't come in like when they were announcing, or when they brought that documentation from Forrest End that Shiloh created into the courtroom about Wyoming? Why isn't it just Forrest End's honest? Hey, Forrest End came on in a little video interview. Did he say that? Do you folks have a video of Forrest End saying that? Or was it just a documentation that amazingly showed up that Forrest End signed for the Wyoming document? No, Forrest End did not sign that Wyoming document. Absolutely 100%, he did not sign it. And the document and the information in there is all fraudulent, so that if somebody found the actual treasure, they were able to keep it. That's bull. That's bull. That's bull. It's bull. It's fraud. It's perjury. And I've proven it. I've actually proven it with the actual true solve of Forrest End's treasure hunt. The thrill of the chase. Thrill of the chase. Superman. Clark Kent on Forrest End's grave marker that Forrest End acknowledged the lush vegetation. And I can prove the stories. I have every single thing. That's the thing, folks. If I had, that's why I couldn't solve it before, or couldn't prove the actual solve. Because when you have the grave marker and you have the thrill of the chase title, what do you have to connect that? You don't have anything unless you have thrill of the chase Superman 1.61. The Superman scene, thrill of the chase, that brings you to Superman, everyday superheroes every day, which is Clark Kent on the cross. That's a factual solve, folks. Absolutely 100% fact, because I've said it right along. I knew I solved it by Kent and Esther, not knowing who they are. My acquired savant syndrome let me go into the mind of Forrest End to find out who Clark Kent and Aunt Esther really were, which we all know who Clark Kent and Aunt Esther are. They're actually both DC comic characters. And Forrest End said all the characters and asterisks, they're just an asterisk in history. Asterisk is a star. The actual star and the secret plan, Forrest End started out his cross as the secret. His secret alone, like the grave marker in Vietnam. But then he leads you in through the book to tell you more of what his secret is. And the two people keeping his secret are Clark Kent and Aunt Esther. Amazing. So the actual secret and how he hid it. The beginning of Forrest giving us his true secret, his secret where? Secret number 1, which is, as I have gone alone in there. I trusted it and it could trust me. It was our secret alone into his secret where. So secret number 1 is the Vietnam homely girl grave marker that Forrest End learned about. Secret number 2, which is Forrest's secret cache of superheroes and comic book references. Secret number 3, which is Forrest's treasure chest at the secret Kent and Esther Vietnam doppelganger grave marker. Secret number 4, which is Forrest's treasure chest at Palisade, Sill, Cimarron Canyon. Those great places which were personal secrets to me. Secret number 5, which is I can keep my secret where, which is Forrest's treasure chest at Palisade, Sill, Cimarron Canyon, and hints of Palisade, Sill specifically. Secret number 6. 2 people can keep a secret if one of them is dead, which is Kent and Esther are the 2 people keeping Forrest End's secret. They are the Canester. Secret number 7, the final secret Forrest End gives us in the thrill of the chase. I'll tell you of my secret plan. Dancing with the stars. which is Kent and Esther are the two stars. They are Forrest Fenn's secret. Canasta, Canasta. Because the first clue has the answers to where Forrest's secret is hidden, the most common mistake that I see searchers make is that they underestimate the importance of the first clue. If you don't have this one nailed down, you might as well stay home and play Connect. The importance of the first clue is that Forrest Fenn is telling us precisely where he hid the treasure. My secret where is Palisade Sill, Cimarron Canyon, New Mexico. Folks, I am the man from back east who solved Forrest Fenn's poem precisely. I'm the man that he said solved it under a canopy of stars.
There was another case where I finished a sentence as a caption to a painting. I never heard of that being done before.
Okay, folks, so if you missed it, the thrill of the chase is the start of the whole treasure hunt from Forrest Fenn, the title to his book, which leads to the title to the gold at the end of the poem, which leads to the title of the solve is Thrill of the Chase. That's what Forrest Fenn created, the ha-ha-ha moment where you end at the beginning of where you started. So this whole thing that Forrest Fenn created with his treasure hunt is pretty brilliant, but there's only one person that really solved it, and that's me, folks. And I am whistleblowing the fraud that's gone on about them lying where the treasure chest was found by Jack Stoof in Wyoming. I am the guy that actually solved Forrest Fenn's treasure hunt and found the final location. So whistleblowing on the fraud Shiloh Old and Jack Stoof has created is what is going down right here, right now. The actual true solve is Thrill of the Chase, Superman 1.61. That's how it connects to the cross. That's how it connects to the title, and it's all done. So thank you very much, folks. I'm Dave Woodard, the man from back east. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon.